Esta entrevista foi realizada com exclusividade no estúdio de Elliott Erwitt, em Nova York, em 2017. Apresenta um pouco de suas reflexões em temas universais como amor, crianças, cachorros, cidades, entre outros. Elliott usa seu humor e ironia para introduzir a crítica social por mais de 65 anos. Essa mostra não é sobre cachorros, é sobre nossa existência, como vivemos, sofremos, amamos o nosso semelhante.
Well, I don't know that my pictures are so important, but I guess pictures are observations, and observations can be useful to people who have a visual sense in the same way that people read books, or in the same way that people experience life. And I suppose showing pictures is part of the culture of seeing. I prefer to find levity rather than drama, and I suppose that my pictures are more cheerful than they are tragic. It's certainly true if you don't speak the language of the country that you live in. The visual aspect of it is more important for communication and for learning. From experience, I know that not speaking the language in the country that you're living in is a disadvantage, and so you use other methods of communication and of learning. And visual is, of course, doubly important in such places. I just have a sympathy for dogs, and they make very good subjects. And I don't know that I specialize in dogs. I just have many pictures of all kinds. And dogs are everywhere, and they make good subjects, so I have pictures of dogs. I don't start out to say, today I'm going to take pictures of dogs. It depends. If I see something that is interesting and has a dog in it, that's good. I take a picture. Even if it doesn't have a dog in it. You have to have material if you're going to make a book, certainly. Yeah. And as I've been taking pictures for a long time, I have many subjects, including dogs. And so I've published a number of dog books. Dogs sometimes have a feeling for the people that like them. And my dog from Cuba is especially friendly and charming. He's not here where I would show him. He's with my son right now. The owners of dogs become like the dog over time. I think it's true. They adopt certain habits that complement the way that their owners are. And they change, and as they grow old, they acquire the similar habits as their owners. Yeah. It's true that dogs are more sympathetic than most human beings. I had so many trips to Brazil, especially in the 60s. I think Brazil is so different in different places. Rio is so different than São Paulo, so different than Recife, than Salvador de Bahia. It's all different. I love the music, and I had many friends when I traveled there. It's a kind of very happy place, very positive, not very accurate. I found it was part of the attitude. You make appointments with people and maybe they show up 2 days later, and it's okay. I am told, and I guess it's true, that I am funny. Actually, I'm not very funny, maybe some of my pictures are funny. But that's simply a point of view. And it's nothing that, I don't get up in the morning and decide I'm going to be funny. The things I photograph for my own pleasure have a certain signature. Some of them are ironic, some of them are amusing. But again, it's nothing that I plan. It's just the way things appear to me. The result of good photography is simply a way of seeing things the way that other people do not see the same things. It's a way of communicating visually that is rather unique. And that's all it is. That's all photography is, just looking at things and making a good composition and a good print, and that's all. Whereas an exhibition is partially that, but it's also just looking at something and then moving to the next thing, not necessarily connected. At least those are my exhibitions. But this designer does not do exhibitions. Exhibitions are done by curators who have a different skill. The time of President Kennedy.
Yeah, you are working in the White House.
I was accredited to the White House, and I had access to the president as a journalist. It was a very good time. It was a very positive time in this country. The opposite of now, I would say. It was young people, enthusiastic, and a brilliant president. But right now we're undergoing a very unpleasant and sad period, which is 180 degrees different. But at least there's room for improvement. I guess my career grew inside of the agency since 1953 when I was taken in, which is quite a long ways. And I haven't done anything else to make a living. It's always photography. So I guess it's some kind of a record.
Yeah.
The problem is that most of my colleagues are all in heaven by now. But maybe I will join them soon and we'll play poker together. It would be difficult to take a bad picture of Marilyn Monroe. You have to try hard to do something bad. She's a great model and a very nice person too. She had a kind of special talent of being photogenic that is quite rare. There are many beautiful people who do not photograph well, and there are many not so beautiful people that photograph very well. She's one that photographed very well under any circumstance, and I've had many sittings with her, and always good. No, actually, she's more beautiful in pictures than in person, in my opinion.
She's very photogenic.
Yeah. Everything can become unique if it communicates something, some kind of emotion.
Yeah.
That's the important thing, is to communicate some kind of emotion or knowledge or response. You have to elicit something, otherwise it's boring. I mean, everybody's taking, now especially with the telephones, everybody's taking millions and billions of pictures, but they're not necessarily interesting. When I took the picture, probably nothing special, just take a picture and go away. I mean, it's when you look at it afterwards, and you look at your contact sheets, and then you see what you saw spontaneously. you see it in a more useful light. I mean, that you can, in that particular, very often you see something, you take several pictures of it. Of this picture, there are only 2 frames, one with the person and one without the person. Nothing else, which is unusual because it's one of my most known and popular pictures. It's in so many textbooks and museums and everything. Assignment about love. Many other photographers. I was one of them. You can have it if you want.
He wants to finish.
No.
Let me finish. You want? Yeah, it's there.
It's my cuckoo clock.
What time because
It doesn't tell time. It only cuckoos.
It's just whatever he wants.
Yeah.
It's perfect.